Holiday administration 2 years old. Consumer Affairs recovers millions. Man wanted for fatal chopping. And idle hands and idle minds. I am Noriko Bulford, and this is Uncut News. Do you see news happening? Send us a tip on WhatsApp at 592-659-6151. Today, August the 2nd, marks the second anniversary of this current administration's swearing into government. The past 2 years has seen this administration having to juggle the pandemic and the subsequent economic fallout, high inflation, high expectations for national development, and a brand new oil industry. Last week, the GPSU promised to sue the current administration for ignoring collective bargaining and to demand higher wages in the face of a rapidly increasing cost of living. Following this attack, the president announced that he has scheduled a meeting with the union to have the issue of wages, among other grievances, discussed. The police have arrested 3 men in connection with the death of New Amsterdam businessman Vikram Siberon. The police say that they found the suspect hours after Siberon's body was discovered on his kitchen floor with a knife in his back. Regional Commander Assistant Commissioner Budnarain Basalt confirmed that the main suspect has since confessed to stabbing the man, claiming that he didn't want to kill him as they know each other well. Rather, he claims that he was defending himself from Siberon's unwanted advances. Nevertheless, he is still in custody. Also in Berbice, 39-year-old teacher Sidney Court died Sunday morning after he lost control of his vehicle on the Albion public road and crashed into a utility pole, then a fence, and then a garage shed. According to reports, Court was allegedly speeding when he skidded off the road and into the post. He died before receiving medical attention. Now it's time to tell you about Best Buy's Car of the Week. Currently on sale, this is 2016 Suzuki Jimmy Sierra 4-wheel drive. It comes with regular and low-range 4-wheel drive, Bluetooth, mag rims, new tires, TV, CD, stereo, fog lamps, back camera, and much, much more. Buy cash for $3.4 million. All pay as low as $700,000 down, with around $67,000 monthly for 5 years, and it is yours. Call or WhatsApp 662-0844 for more info. Or visit the showrooms at Lot 171 Piroshik Queenstown, Lot 2 Lamar Street, and tell them they sent you for this sweet deal. Over the weekend, the sword was turned for the €140 million pediatric and maternal hospital, which will be constructed at Goodvowacton, East Coast Demerara. Dr. Frank Anthony has promised improved maternal and child care once the facility is completed. Dr. Anthony also said that the aim is to create a world-class healthcare system. The hospital will be constructed by Vamed, an Austrian-based company. It is also expected to cover 24,000 square meters with 256 beds and will be outfitted with both in- and outpatient facilities. The hospital will also have a modern lab that offers a comprehensive package with the capacity to conduct various kinds of tests and laboratory services. The Competition and Consumers Affairs Commission has reported that between January to June of 2021, it received complaints across 19 categories, the lead being in the electronics/electronic services, auto industry, and appliance, as well as the construction industry. During that period, it received 269 complaints valued at almost 120 million Ghana dollars from consumers. This reflects a 180% increase when compared to the same period in 2020. They have also reminded businesses that the no refund, no return policy is illegal, and customers have until 7 days to return an undamaged product to a business. Now for more statistics. Kanu said that it has netted more convictions, arrests, and charges during this year's second quarter when compared to the same period in 2021. 7 persons were convicted and 41 persons detained between the months of April to June. Males accounted for 85% and females 15%. Of the total charges, 74% were for cannabis offenses, 22% for cocaine, and 4% for ecstasy. They also seized 161.21 kilos of cannabis, 40.37 kilos of cocaine, and 0.15 grams of ecstasy. Hours after 33-year-old Mason Rodwell Phillips was found dead along the La Penitence Public Road in Georgetown, the police have already issued a wanted bulletin for 30-year-old Alex Ned in connection with the crime. According to the police, Phillips was found with multiple serious chop wounds around his body about 1 a.m. on Monday. Meanwhile, several persons in the area were reportedly questioned, and officers are expected to review nearby CCTV footage. On Thursday night, 69-year-old Marva Alder of Wismar, Linden died in an accident on the Linden-Soestdijk Highway. Alder was one of the passengers in a taxi that suffered a tire blowout, causing the driver to lose control of the vehicle, which eventually went into a trench and flipped over. Miss Alder was pronounced dead at the scene by emergency responders, while the injured driver as well as the other passengers were rushed to the Mackenzie Hospital. A breathalyzer test on the driver showed no trace of alcohol in his system. The fatal accident is under police investigation. Guyanese are known for many things, and cheapness is one of them. Thankfully, you could be cheap and still get high-quality DAF, International, Freightliner, Bedford DM, or Scammell truck parts for low prices at Powered Automotive. Visit them at Lot 1161 EE Eccles, or call them on telephone number 697-0171. Save big on truck parts at Powered Automotive, the #1 heavy-duty truck parts store in Guyana. Now for today's oil update. Echo Atlantic, Tullow Oil, Total Energies, and Qatar Energy plan to revisit the commercialization potential of the Jethro discovery on the Orantoke Block offshore Guyana. In 2019, they encountered heavy oil at the Jethro and Joe wells, but they considered it non-commercial at the time. But now with the current high price of crude, the Jethro well is seeming more attractive to the companies. If the partners do decide to tap this well, it could be the first Guyana development outside of the prolific Starbrook Block. A recent report showed that the best gross prospective resource estimates for the Orantoke Block is 8.1 billion barrels of oil equivalent and 544 billion cubic feet of gas. Now for our stupid news of the day. You know what I think is stupid? Inflation is at an all-time high, and apparently so is idleness. Yesterday, Norton declined a handshake from the president. Instead, he just bowed, and apparently that's today's trending political scandal. But frankly, I think the controversy is stupid. Caring about this will not make you, the average person, a dollar richer nor an ounce smarter. But since everyone wants to give their opinion on it, here's my 2 cents. If it were me, I would not have shook his hand either, because I would not have even been at the event. You already know I don't believe in hosting lavish events on the taxpayer dollar. I would rather like to see our government's event budget cut and put to better use. I would be like this guy, the Prime Minister of Thailand. Want a handshake? Here's a cardboard cutout. Why? Because I'm too busy running the country to deal with bad mind and idle chatter. Ha-ha! Now, of course, I talk to the media. Now, that is a prerequisite. But all I'm saying is that people need to quit being idle. It's a recession. Go get some money. Quit worrying about what your politicians are doing with their hands in public and worry about them reaching into our nation's pocketbook in private. Because anything else is pretty stupid. It might not be robbery season, but the streets are still mean. That's why you need to get security for your home and business through Sheriff Security Service. Sheriff Security offers well-trained guards, armed and unarmed patrol, marine patrol, canine services. These people even got drones. Why? Because your security is their highest priority. You've seen the rest. Now hire the best. Hire Sheriff Security Service today. Now for our Uncut News Views Poll question of the day. Every day we pose a question about current events in Guyana, the region, the diaspora, and how you feel it relates to us. On Friday, I asked, what would you like to see featured on our weekly history segment? Eon Ramnath said, I'd like for you to feature Jim Jones. How did Jim Jones get to know Guyana? Guyana was unknown to most parts of the world. And why did he choose to come here and be isolated in the interior? It's actually extremely fascinating when you read more about it, so we'll definitely cover that. Thanks, Eon. So, before we get to tonight's question, you can multiply your cash by selling Digicel Top-Up. This is a legit way you can earn some extra money at your business or to supplement your current hustle. Become a top-up vendor quick and easy by linking with Cellular Plus. Call them on telephone number 685-3109 for more info. Now for tonight's question. Today, the current administration celebrates 2 whole years in government. How do you feel about it? Do you think we're better off? Are we worse off? Or are we on our way to something different altogether? I want you to think about that question. Tell us in the comments below. If your response is good enough, we just might feature it in our next episode. Anyway, that's all the time we have for tonight, and check us out tomorrow for another. Until then, I'm Rico Bulford saying good night, folks.